What's up everyone, welcome to another episode of Random 2v2. Today I'm gonna do things a little different. Usually I have one specific challenge I do for a video, but some of you are not entirely impressed by my challenges, in particular the last one where I was only defending. Some of you think I might have let my teammates down a little bit. Now whether I agree or not, that's a different topic entirely, but for today I'm gonna be playing random, I'm gonna be playing completely freestyle, and I'm gonna do my best to be the best possible teammate that my teammates have ever had and try to carry them to the moon. Let's begin. Alright, the first game of the day is with a Terran player against two Zergs. Now we're playing on a very campy map. Actually a rare game these days where I don't recognize anyone. I played a game earlier where I recognized every single player, which I thought was really cool. Like I'm getting into the real 2v2 scene, you know? But here I don't actually recognize any of them, I believe. If I've played with you guys before, I apologize. Alright, here we go. One of them had a bit of a wooden computer, so we had to make a little bit of a pause there. Now I got Terran for the first game, which is going to be very nice, because that is my best race. So I have to say my other races are not really lagging too far behind these days. I feel like most pro players, they don't off-race that much. And I guess a typical ratio would be that their off-race is maybe like 1.5k MMR below their main race when they start. Actually a little less than that, probably closer to 1k. Maybe like 1k on average or something. And then when they play it, even for just a little bit, they get better instantly, and they probably get stuck around 500 MMR below their main race. I think right now my Protoss is really only 200-300 MMR below my main race, and my Zerg is... I actually don't know. I don't really play Zerg on the ladder. Not for any particular reason. I just really... My StarCraft goes in phases, you know? Sometimes I only want to play team games, sometimes I only want to play 1v1 Protoss. It kind of comes and goes. And I guess usually when I run out of proxy hatch inspiration, I stop playing Zerg for a little bit, and currently I don't have much of that. Let's see. How would you like to play? I think a big part of this kind of video, where I want to be the best teammate possible, is to kind of sacrifice a little bit for my teammate, but find the balance. Because in the past, if I cater too much to my teammate, I tend to not have enough of an impact myself. And I kind of need to find a balance there. Like, I want my teammate to have the most comfortable game possible so I can do the scouting and stuff. I probably shouldn't sacrifice my own economy for his good, though. Bio, I guess that probably means he's going to go for a bit of a macro game here. I do think mech is a bit overrated in team games. I actually come... Well, I wouldn't say conclusion, because that's always going to change. But for now, I feel like mech is actually not that strong in team games. Mostly because it's a bit too easy to maneuver around. This might be one of the maps where mech is actually a little stronger. But overall... like mech is a little bit too easy to outplay, so I think I'm also gonna go for bio. Well, I could definitely go for a couple Hellions. I think my teammate's probably gonna do the same here. Hellions are always gonna be good against Zerg. In fact, maybe that's a good idea. I could play Hellion Banshee, because then my teammate's gonna be completely safe against everything. He could even go for, okay, he's taking a second gas. He could theoretically have gone for just, you know, 1 gas, 3cc, or maybe even 4, and then play bio. I know it sounds ridiculous, but Hellion Banshee, Zerg can Nidus, for example. Besides that, there's not that much they can do. Now, this is a little disgusting. Double Reaper harass against a Zerg is a little brutal. Luckily for them, it's a big map, else this would have been particularly painful for them. Oh, is he gonna get that? I distracted this queen. I think he did get the drone in the end. There's already a third hatch going down here. Wait, no add-on on his barracks. Okay. Kind of wondering where he's gonna go with that. Oh, I think he just forgot to build it, actually. That's unfortunate. One tip that I can give to like every Terran player is that you pretty much always want to build your production next to each other, because you never know when you want to switch add-ons. For example, if they only start making Zerglings, he's going to want to take this reactor. Well, buildings are hella slow, so now he's going to have to fly for an hour to get to the barracks, you know. And you might think it's not big of a deal, but that could be like a 5 to 10 second delay on Hellions, which could literally mean you die. So it's oh, he's gonna try to block me. I'm gonna try to juke that block. Double juke. I saw it coming. Now let's see what's over here. No lair yet. I guess that's the biggest piece of intel that I want. The Roach Warren over here and a lair on the Teal Zerg. Obviously make sure to ping for my homie. Wait, actually he doesn't even have a queen up here. I can juke this again. I'm a pretty good juker with the Reaper, so that's always gonna be a bit of a nightmare. Then we pretend we go down, but we don't. He's gonna transfer those to the main base. Okay, interesting. I'm not quite sure what Mr. Purple's up to here. What I can tell is that they don't have units, so I could probably right-click my Hellions into their base. 30C is almost finished by my ally. I'm very happy that he actually did go for a relatively fast 30C in the end, by the way, because I'm playing in a way that keeps us safe, and he's actually making use of that I really like to see. I'm gonna send my Hellions to the front. I'm very tempted to go for a run-by. It is risky, though. Like, keep in mind, it's 2 Zergs we're playing against. They could easily make a million Zerglings together, you know? He's making a lot of units over here. I don't think I want to dive. It's very tempting. I'm not going to do it. No, there's a bunch of queens. Let's just be sensible and not dive. One time, a pro Zerg, I think it was Stefano who told me this, an ex-pro Zerg player. He told me that sometimes Terran players are a bit too impatient with their units, and I can kind of see it, you know? Like, you have Banshees and Hellions, you instantly want to get value. Well, realistically, just chilling back is also a pretty good idea, because Banshees and Hellions and stuff are always going to get value. I think I'm just going to try to be a little conservative with these Hellions. Like, this is a... Okay, there's a lot of links over here. This is a good way to go about it, because this mineral line is super close to this ramp. So there's a decent chance that I can just dive in the mineral line, but he was there. Instead, we kill a bunch of Zerglings. Also got these Banshees patrolling the middle of the map. And so far, I would say that I'm succeeding in being the dream ally. I got all the scouting, got a little bit of damage done, kept my homie safe. And it's all looking pretty good here. I'm actually going to go for this gold base. I can make a planetary there, which is going to be pretty nice. Let me ping the roaches for him. Get a couple extra barracks out here. I guess we are pretty much going to have a similar army. My teammate's going for a little bit more of a frontal push bio style. And I say that because he's on 2 tech labs, meaning he's very likely to make... Thank you! That's very generous. I hope it doesn't block my PF. Planetaries are a little fat. That's actually very cool of him. Thank you very much. I was kind of flabbergasted there. I forgot what I was talking about. But since he's going for the double tech lab, he's probably going to make double Marauders, which is a bit better up front. And I'm going to go for more Marines, which tends to be a little bit better in drops. And I think I can go forward with this a little bit. I do appreciate that they're both playing macro, by the way. It's very easy to just resign to doing like double link floods with double Zerg, but they're actually going for a double macro style, which I do really like. Now, I saw the Roach Ravager coming up here. Looks like there might be a couple links on the way to this side. If the Roach Ravager is over here, I can use my Banshees to clear that up. Doesn't look like they're here currently. Gonna go for an armory. Okay, no, it is risky by me. Wait, actually, I'm gonna go for the Ravagers. You know, Ravagers are a surprisingly expensive unit. You might not think they are, because they come from a Roach, which is just a basic Zerg unit, but a Ravager is actually 100 in total, which means that a Ravager is a Mutalisk. If I say it like that, it sounds a lot more expensive right away, right? Like, you know those early game skirmishes where sometimes you have Reaper against Ravagers, you only get 1 Ravager, you lose 2 Reapers, feels very expensive. It's actually an even trade. Now, obviously, it depends on the situation. Now, these guys have 8 bases already. My teammate is pushing, and since I want to be the perfect teammate, I'm going to go with him. I also think it's a pretty good idea to push here. He does need to be very careful to not get fungal that hard, though, because that actually hurt my soul a little bit. Now, we have more than enough tanks, so this is going to be a pretty good trade in the end. I think there's no fungal left on these. You can actually click those infestors. I think it'll be quite nice. Together, our marine armies are so strong. We're going to be able to clear this up. The Banshees are going to chase the infestors all the way back. I do have to pick these up, though. Got to be careful with this. I could siege over here. This is a risky move by me, but I think it's going to pay off here. Because these tanks are in such a good position, I think we're going to fight or win even against the million Zerglings. Pretty sure I got those infestors by now. Let me save the Banshees. Target fire the Banelings if I can. That works out pretty well as well. And in the end, I would say that that was... yeah, maybe a decent trade. I think a decent trade covers it. I don't think either side really comes out ahead massively. I do think it sucks a little bit that we lost all of our siege tanks. That is definitely one thing. They can't really break this planetary. It's nothing really to worry about at all. In fact, if they try, they're going to lose all of their units, I think. Yeah, they're actually going to go for it. Okay, now let's see. I just need to make sure I target fire those Banelings. If they come close enough to the planetary, this planetary is going to absolutely pop off. Just make sure I micro the bio over here, and this planetary is just going to, you know, keep the fort down for me. Could probably have gotten my 2-2 upgrades a little earlier. Now, this is one of those games where I do really like double Zerg. If you're not doing a particular amount of damage early on, they can really make just a crazy amount of units together. Okay, now he's pushing. I don't necessarily like that much, so I'm going to make a little bit of a judgment call here. and move more towards my style of play. Let me just let him know, because I'm being a nice teammate, that was an accident in caps. He cannot fight right now. He can definitely not fight, so he needs to be careful. And that's what I mean with going a bit more towards my style of play, where it's going to be a lot better to just go for drops right now. That medevac stays alive, which is very nice. We do have a good amount of stuff over here. Let's see, try to seize this. I don't know how much he has exactly. I could put one unit in that choke, but there's bailings on the way. So I think I'm just going to dip. Don't want to lose that medevac. That would be a little unfortunate. Now, one thing that I could do is go for Mass Liberators. I actually don't think that would be such a bad idea. Mass Liberators is normally not my favorite unit to have in the late game, because they tend to be pretty bad against Vipers. But it is going to be pretty nice in this kind of situation. My teammate's being attacked. I'm going to try to reinforce him with my bio units. He's actually going to trade perfectly fine there. I think he forgot concussive shells, and I kind of feel like telling him, but I'm not 100% sure he did. And I also don't want to be wrong. Like, hey bro, get your concussive shells, man. He's like, I have it. I'm like, oh, my bad, I guess. See, I'm going to go for the fusion core. I think it's going to be a pretty nice help to my teammates. These Liberators will probably do pretty well at the bottom in some kind of harassment. I think that would be nice. I'm going to go for an extra factory as well. If I make higher tech units, my opponent, or my teammate, sorry, is going to get more freedom of movement. If you're just making bio units that are just meant to trade heads up, then you kind of need the armies together or you can't do anything, right? If I have a big defensive position somewhere, with just Liberators and tanks pretty much, maybe even Ghosts later on, my teammate is going to feel more safe to actually go out on the map, which would be really nice. And there's a couple of Vipers over here. Don't want the Vipers to blind and cloud all of my tanks. Seems like it's not going to matter that much. If my teammate would help me, this is going to be a really nice cleanup. He is going to help me, and we are going to clean him up perfectly. They didn't actually kill the planetary that fast. I was really hoping he would maybe target fire those tanks on the bailings, but in the end, that's going to be an absolute omega trade for us, because we killed the entire army. This mineral line is being tortured. I saw him move the Ling bailing away from there, so now I can drop. That medevac is actually going to die, sadly. Didn't actually realize the spore moved over. This drop is going to do a decent amount of damage, and I still have a command center over here. And that command center is now going to go right back where they sacrificed all their units. Oh my god, he just F2'd away. Okay, that was kind of funny to see. Has to be very careful with this army. Oh, by the way, a very important tip I can give to you Terrans out there is, against Zerg, you don't actually, or you're not supposed to make that many Marauders. He's making too many Marauders, which means his army is too bad against pure Zerglings. His army is actually just not fit to fight against mass Zerglings. That's where you need the Marines for. That's why if you look at down here, I have 1 Tech Lab Barracks and 8 Reactored, is because you want to make mostly Marines. Marauders are actually not that good in that scenario. Marauders become really good in the late game when you already have all the planetaries up, and ideally when you're playing Widow Mines, because they sync up a little better. If you have mass Marine with Widow Mines, you're very likely to blow up your own Marines. So that is, you know, where the problem arrives. I think I'm just going to do a little more harassment. I have all the Liberators now. I can also... Range is finished, right? It's almost finished. Okay, that's perfect. Let me start my 3-3. And then I'm going to harass with those. This is a really cool kind of 2v2 game where it's just like a lot of freaking action everywhere, you know? Like, this is the kind of 2v2 games that I would love to promote. That is a really good time to fall back from my ally, by the way. That's going to be an absolutely amazing fight. There we go. Let's see what I can find over here. Probably going to have some pretty nice Liberator spots, if I had to guess. This base is going to fall really fast. I do think it's time for them to transition to a hive. Oh, it's actually lurkers instead. Okay, I was kind of thinking it was going to be a hive. I'm killing a lot of lurkers here, by the way. Pretty sure I killed 5 lurkers right there, which is pretty freaking crazy. I'm just going to make sure I don't lose my Marines against those. I am not going to move those forward. Those Liberators are doing a good job. He's moving the spores. I'm not sure if he can reach the other lib. I think he can barely reach it, right? Yeah, he can actually barely reach it. I think the mineral line is a little too close, or too far away from the edge, rather, for me to do a serious amount of damage. But the damage on the other side of the map is definitely being done. See a big army on the bottom side. Planetary is going to be really good against this if he repairs it. Okay, I was about to ping it, but he showed up just in time, which is really nice. And now it might be a good time for us to go across together and get a really nice push going on here. I think I'm going to send a couple tanks down. Actually, I think he has enough, but I'm going to send a couple tanks down anyway. This is going to be a pretty decent fight. Have to be careful, though, to not be completely surrounded. A little bit of a misclick there by me, unfortunately. I think this fight is going to end up being pretty 50-50 in the end. My teammate's not helping, but it's because he's busy on the bottom side, I'm sure, exactly. I don't... Actually, I can go around these spores. That'd be quite nice. The fight was indeed pretty much a 50-50. And now, since my ally is just pushing forward pretty much for free, that looks to be a very good situation for us. I'm going to try to siege these over here. Like, the Vipers are really problematic here, because the Vipers can just kill the Liberator for free. That's what I have to be careful of. If he's paying attention, this is going to be really annoying. If he's not, then it's going to be really nice for us. The tank and the Liberator did a lot of damage over there, which is obviously awesome. The main base of this guy is getting absolutely eradicated. My teammate is also in, well, yeah, pretty much the entire base of them. And now all I have to do for my teammate to win this game is just defend him over here. This is when the Marauders are all of a sudden going to be quite good again, by the way. Because when you're playing against Lurkers, you don't have to worry about Bailings. It's a pretty much completely different style. The CC's a little closer. I think I can actually siege on top. Oh, he didn't even kill that Liberator. It's really nice. I think he's out of abducts here, actually. Look at this. I can go over here. Okay, now he's going to come in. I think we can stim forward because the Liberators are in a fantastic spot. Exactly. My Marines are going to come in. The Hydras are going to be cleaned up, and that's going to be it for the army. My teammate's army also got cleaned up, surprisingly. My units in the main base are still absolutely popping off. I can now resaturate this base. It's actually a really sick game here because I'm playing pretty standard. I'm sacrificing a little bit for my ally, but really nothing too crazy. And it's ended up being such a banger. Really shows how well the opponents are also playing, as well as my teammate. I guess I might as well try to kill this hatchery real fast before my units die. It's going to be a close one. There we go. Does fall. Oh, that's a Lurker. I guess it's not going to do too much damage. Let me just try to split so I don't lose those low HP SCVs over there. There's another Lurker. Might as well kill that at the same time. Two Liberators are going to go over to that side. Let me try to start saturating this base. And now my hope is that my teammate is going to be able to rebuild, because he did lose a lot of his bases. I also did, but I did manage to keep this base alive, and I do have a gold over here. I'm also saturating this base now. If my teammate's able to rebuild, I think we're going to be in a fantastic position. Now, this game really 100% has potential to be freaking game of the year, by the way, because this is looking just absolutely awesome so far. I think we're going to go into full Liberator mode. It's a little risky, but I think with the amount of planetaries we have, they're not going to be able to break through so easily, and this way I can just deny a lot of economy. They do have pretty good upgrades on the Hydras. Not as good as my bio, but still pretty good upgrades. I'm going to push at the bottom, keep this tank alive over here. My teammate's army is very big. I think his economy is not that big, but his army is big. I'm going to scan over here. They didn't actually retake that base. That is a really good sign for us. I'm just going to send my Liberators to the top side. Now I'm really happy that he has all these Marauders, mostly because it seems like Bailing guy is smaller than Lurker guy. If Bailing guy still had a lot of Bailings and Links, this would not be the best army, but since it's mostly Lurkers and Hydras, I actually really like the Marauders now. Marauders not actually particularly good against Hydras, but they do tank a lot more damage for your tanks, which is really nice. Now, there are a couple of Bailings here, so he does have to be careful with that. Mostly focused on defending our location around now. You Smurf roll. I always think it's really funny when people write something like this on such a good game. It's like just a little bit of copium has to come out, you know? Like they just need an excuse to lose. Oh, the guy's smurfing. Oh, the guy's cheating. They just need like a little bit of copium to exit the game. But there we go. Actually, they had a lot of resources still. This guy got resources of both players. 4,000 gas, 163 supply. Huh. I think, obviously, it makes sense that the guy that got a little salty was the guy that lost them the game, because this guy was on 28 supply, while his teammate was on 163 supply. I don't know who had the money between them, but I do know that this guy had way more supply. My teammate was on 143, and I was on 144. That's actually very even, and this was just an absolutely fantastic game. Like, nothing special, not a particular challenge, just an absolute omega banger of a 2v2. Let's play another one. All right, the second game of the day is with a Zerg player against a Terran and a Protoss playing on Roskalion. Definitely one of my favorite maps here. Oh, we are going to play double Zerg. I mean, the last guys kind of showed us how to do it, right? I feel like they actually did a fantastic job there. Now, I think the hard part about playing Zerg in 2v2 is that I would really like to have communication, because I think at least someone, at least one of us, is going to have to make a little sacrifice. Like, for example, someone is going to have to make a bunch of links to keep us safe against the initial Hellions, right? If it's me, then my economy is going to be worse. If it's both of us, then both of our economies are going to be worse. So it's something I need to figure out, you know? I think those kind of details are too hard to figure out on a whim. Let me just ask him how he would like to play. Really love my last teammate, by the way. Like, just played absolutely fantastically overall. Just really love the how would I say this? The clarity of mind to push when he was getting pushed. I feel like a lot of times people, when they get attacked, they kind of panic a little bit. And then they pull back their army, and then it's not that efficient against the lurkers. I even would go as far to say, if he pulled back there instead of killing their bases, I think there's a good chance that we lose, because his army was not going to be that good against the lurkers. In fact, he wouldn't even really be able to clear it up any faster than we already did. And then they both have the economy, and we're actually losing. The game wouldn't necessarily be over, especially because me and the other Zerg traded our armies, but definitely very good move by my teammate there. Now we're going to play double Zerg instead of double Terran. Let's see how that is going to go. I have really, I said it a bit in the last game, I believe. I have become a big fan of Zerg in team games. I just love making a lot of Zerglings. And I also love rushing up to Ultralisks. And I don't mean like a ridiculous uThermal cheese rush, but just pretty fast, you know? Way faster than they expect, but not too ridiculous. I think it's actually very good in 2v2. Now, my teammate is scouting the natural, seems like, so I'm gonna scout the main. Gonna try to team up with him a little bit there. I don't want to lose too many Overlords to what is most likely going to be a Stargate, because people really like playing Stargate in 2v2, but I guess we'll see. Okay, I'm gonna take a little bit of a risk here and skip my 4 links because my teammate is on the Reaper side. I think that would be a smart move to do. Then I'm gonna pull out of gas just a little bit. I'm actually gonna keep 2 in gas for now. I'll make a... Should I still make links? My teammate, I didn't seem like he was making links, so I'm gonna make them anyway. I'm not sure if we'll need them, but I guess I might as well. Put an Overlord over here as well. Let's see. Oh, wait, he went for the fast hatchery. Okay, that's why. Makes a lot of sense. And he's actually... It's kind of funny. He took my 3rd base. I would normally expect it to be mine, but he went for a faster hatch build, so he just took it. Almost makes me wonder if he went for that build so he could take it before me, you know? It's kind of funny to think about. Obviously, I don't blame him or anything. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. If we keep going this way, we might rotate bases. Like, this one is his, this one is mine, this one is his, etc. That'd be kind of funny. Now, I would guess that is most likely going to be Hellions with Stargate, but I guess you'd never really know for sure. I don't want to make that many queens. I think it's nicer to play with little queens. Let's see, that's going to be factory number 1. Obviously, no surprise there, but what we need to know is, first of all, if there's a factory number 2, and if there is a Stargate. Stargate also means that there could be an Oracle. If it's Oracle plus Hellions, then links are really not going to be as great, because I can just attack this adept real fast. Shouldn't be any problems at all. In fact, this adept is very likely to die for very little value over here. Zergling speed finished too. The adept is indeed going to die. There we go. And it doesn't get anything done. Haven't seen anything worth scouting yet so far. I'm gonna go for the lair and my evolution chamber so I can start making mass Zerglings. Actually, one strategy that I really like, if you guys saw my tournament video, my own run in a tournament together with Goblin, the first round we played against a Zerg called Peekaboo, at least I think he was the Zerg. And he went for fast burrow, and he just burrowed links everywhere. And I thought that was a really cool strategy, and it makes a lot of sense. Once again, that is a little worse for my economy. So I am sacrificing a little bit myself for my teammate, but I think that is completely fine. I did lose my ability to scout there. Lost a couple too many there, unfortunately. Now, I didn't really see anything. I guess everything was built over here, which is definitely a little annoying. I would like to have more information. I'm going to make a couple spore crawlers, just so I don't take too much damage from anything, whatever it is. Oracle, Banshees, Void Ray, you name it. A lot of options. So I'm making +1 now as well. There's a bunch of Hellions over here. I should be able to kill those, I think, relatively easily. Because I'm going to be on creep. Let's see if that's actually the case. A really good cutoff there. And all those Hellions are indeed going to be stuck. Teammate helping out with the links as well. Very nice. Okay, that's what I like to see. That's awesome. And now we can go full Zerg. I'm not quite sure if you guys realize what I just did, but I did just start 13 drones at once. Now I don't feel threatened anymore. I do really want to figure out what it is, though. My teammates... He's playing double melee upgrades. Okay, so I guess he went for the second upgrade instead of going for burrow. Let's see, I'm just gonna... He's playing... Was that glaives? Did I just... Might have hallucinated. I probably did. Let's see. Yeah, I did hallucinate it. Okay, this is good to know. Good to know that I'm still a little bit of a psycho. Let's see. He has a ling over there. I can just take over from that and just start burrowing links everywhere. Now that's nice. There we go. I hope that's actually blocking the thing. I'm not quite sure if it is, honestly. Here we go. By the way, you can shift-click all these commands. I think a lot of you might be wondering, you know, if you have to actually wait to arrive at the location all the time. But the good answer is that you don't. Now, I do have to make another hatchery. I also need another gas. I'm going to go up to 5 hatches. It's going to help me make a lot of links. And we now have pretty much a Zergling burrowed on all of their bases. Sadly, I wasn't able to block that third base. That could have been nice. Oh, I don't have my right hotkey. That could have been nice if I was on time. Sadly, I wasn't. Going to start a couple more queens over here. Let's see. His upgrades are insane. I guess I'll go for the... I kind of want the high first, right? I could make +2 melee. I could also go for the high first. One strategy that I really love the idea of, by the way, is going for dropper lords. But I just don't want to make it too crazy. Like I really want to, you know, pop off for my teammate here and not ruin him by playing something that's just a little too psychotic. I have 100 supply, which is just Zerglings going up to a hive as well. I do think I can move over a bunch of overlords already. I think now I started that, I can probably actually get the overlord speed upgrade. I think that would be nice. Looks like they're playing bio. My teammate is playing banelings. So... oh, he's actually losing a lot of stuff. I think he's barely... maybe the Siege Tank Fire? No, the Siege Tank Fire doesn't get it. Okay, so my teammate's gonna be responsible here for making the banelings, and I really hope he does make enough of them. Otherwise, this could be a bit of a problematic scenario. I have 57 drones, which is not a whole lot, really. I think there's a tank left behind here that I can kill. Oh, no, actually, there wasn't. Oh, I can get a nice surround on this, though. Look at this. Maybe I'll even get these Templars over here. Oh, this is actually a beautiful surround. Those Templars are all gonna fall, too. I guess he was... I'm not sure why he's laughing, but I guess it was because I got a really nice surround. I don't know. Did I do something horribly wrong? That actually gave me a little bit of an anxiety rush there. Now my hive is finished, which means I can start my ultra cavern and the second evolution chamber. This is one of my favorite ways to play Zerg, by the way. Just get a lot of links, run around everywhere, burrow your stuff, and then if you're very fancy, you can even go for things like drops. Now, just to address one question that I see a lot when I go for drops, is why I don't Nidus. And Niduses actually just don't unload that fast anymore. Oh, let me get the adrenal glands before I forget. So if you're doing something like Zerglings, which don't unload faster than the other units, it takes ages. It just takes forever. Now, this is going to be a bit of a crazy play here. Let's see how this one's going to pay off. Now, what I think is really good about this play is that I'm buying time for my Ultralist to come out, which is going to be super nice. There's a lot of links in the main. He's probably already F2 stimming over there. I know my Terrans, guys. Oh, that's actually going to be a free tank, pretty much. I appreciate that free tank. I guess what I should do... first of all, I can burrow a bunch of units over here. I need to spread my links as much as possible. That's a lot of zealots. I'll just leave a couple behind, and the rest is going to go in the mineral line. I'm going to get both upgrades. I'll get the gases over here, so I can afford a lot of ultras. And then I'll just split these. I can also burrow these. I can burrow a couple links over here as well. This entire base is being ransacked. And I'm telling you guys, this is a fantastic way to play. And now I have Zerglings in all of their bases too. My team is going to attack with the Banelings. Please pay attention. Yes, thank you. That's very nice. Now I can unburrow these, followed by unburrowing these. Maybe you can even target those E-base down. That would be nice. Now I do have to get Ultralisk. But if I don't get Ultras, their army is going to be a little powerful, which I don't necessarily want to deal with. I can just burrow those again. Burrow them a little further. Let's see, those Zerglings did fall in the end. Maybe I can go around. How many drones do I have? 78 drones. Really not that bad. It's more drones than I usually build. Let's see. Oh. Sorry. That's so funny. We've taken so many bases that I had a Zergling burrowed on our own base. I can go for another attack. Starting a couple Ultras in the meantime. Let's see, what are the upgrades on the Protoss? The Protoss has +2-0. Oh, well, you know what's really nice? Every time that we deny a base, we can do that. And either they need an observer or they have to scan for it. But scans are actually basically worth 200 minerals because you don't have a mule. My teammate's also going for Ultras. I'm not quite sure. I wouldn't like to fight this yet. I hope he falls back. Ultras are good, but there are a couple Immortals in that army, and that is a very scary fight to take. I mean, the Ultras are doing decently, but he has to be so careful here. The Banelings were too late, and they get stormed as well. I think what this means is that I'm gonna have to go for some more outplays. I think my teammate is going to be able to remax pretty fast, honestly. But still getting some drops back into the main, I think, would be a fantastic idea. Let's see my upgrades. Oh, I did actually forget my +3 attack for a little bit, unfortunately. Let me just tell him to be patient over there. This is going to be a really nice distraction. This queen is in downtown because that's usually what I do. Here we go. And then... oh, there's a slow warpins on the zealots, look! Oh, that is beautiful. Slow warpins on the zealots. Need to be careful. No, please don't block my Zerglings. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to counterattack with all of these Zerglings. This base is going to be absolutely ransacked once again. See, I can probably split these. Let me try to target this pylon over here. And then I can get some free damage over there. That base I'm not going to be able to kill. And they have indeed come back already. Hold position these links and every worker is going to be gone in really just a couple seconds. This base is completely screwed, just like this one. And now I gave my teammate enough time to rebuild, I think. Gonna get my links in here. Links with adrenal glands are freaking insane, by the way. If you're wondering how the hell I'm killing these things so fast, even without having that many upgrades, it's just adrenal glands, okay? Don't forget adrenal glands, guys. It's just so freaking good. And maybe I can get this pylon. That would be nice, and then I'll attack at the same time. Looks like he's not actually paying attention over here. He could have healed that pylon. Then I'm gonna hold position in the mineral line again. And now the ultras from downtown. I'm gonna get the surround on the high Templars. Look at that. That's gonna be disgusting. All those Templars are gonna fall pretty much instantly. Then the Zerglings are gonna come for the surround. Maybe I can get the surround on the Marines, allowing my ultras to close in. GG is called. And there we go. And tell me that was not a double Zerg masterpiece. I do have to say, guys, I appreciate that my teammate also didn't spread creep. That makes me feel like we're together, you know? Sometimes it can be a bit lonely to be a Zerg not spreading creep, but this time my teammate was in it with me, which is really, really awesome. And this was just perfect. This is what Zerg should look like. You have Zerglings, you send them everywhere, you create chaos, you do drops, you burrow the links everywhere, you make it really annoying. If I made more links, what I could have done is burrow them here. Just for free vision. You just get to see everything, basically. Just an APM thing, or sometimes you just don't have enough links. But that is a beautiful game number 2, and I'm not done yet. Let's keep it going. All right, game number 3 is with the one, a Terran player that we know, against a Protoss and a Zerg. Now, I was actually getting hungry, so I just had a really big lunch in between the last game you guys saw and this one. Hopefully, I'm not going to be in too much food coma. Now, this guy, for some reason, he strikes me as someone that doesn't chat. But I don't know why. Like, you just said hello back. I mean, that already contradicted that really fast, but maybe his name is just very mystical or something? How would you like to play? I think I know how this guy plays. I've played, I think I've played with him too, but I've definitely played against him twice. I hope he doesn't expect me to do something crazy, because I really am just here to pop off. Nice. All right, he likes me as team. That's a good start, guys. Let's go. As far as I know, he's like an aggressive bio player. Like, not in the all-in way. Oh, we did? Oh, that's what I remember. Yeah. Remember the name from. Yeah, I knew it. I played with him at some point. At least I felt like it. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. All right. Now you get to steal the show. What's your favorite build? Like I said, I just know him as like a more aggressive bio player. So if he just he's being humble. Definitely, by the way, my MMR in 2v2 is like rank 25 on the European server or something. So we're basically as high as it gets. And I mean that as in like, I know I'm not rank 1 because that's obviously as high as it gets. But this is a pretty comfortable MMR to sit at because we can play against all the highest MMR players, but we also have more opponents available in lower range. This is actually the perfect MMR. But this guy, you know, this means he's at the same MMR as me, so he's definitely not noob, but he's just being a little humble, which is all right. Now we're playing against Protoss Zerg. Protoss Zerg's, in my opinion, a pretty good team composition, especially against Protoss Terran, which is the most popular, because they have really strong all-ins. I do feel like Terran, I'm not sure exactly why. It just feels like it should be good against that. There are some... Dude, I just thought of what if they... Dude, they could play Phoenix Zergling. That would actually be kind of devastating. Because if it... Like, the counter to... Terran has one counter to Zerglings early on, and it's just Hellions. Nothing else actually counters Zerglings early on. You don't have enough Marines to snowball. Definitely don't want to make Marauders or Siege Tanks. Reapers can be okay on some maps, but it's really just the Hellion. But if you play against a guy making Stargate stuff, doesn't even have to be an Oracle, could also be Phoenixes. That's, I don't know, that kind of sounds like a freaking scary composition to me. Phoenix Zergling, huh? I hadn't actually thought of it before. I mean, I guess double Terran is not that common, so it makes sense I haven't. Let's see if I can get a probe over here. I can see my teammates popping off with the Reaper on the Zerg side. This Reaper should live, I think. Man, this has been a very devastating start for them. Now, I would like to do something a little funky here. Wait, is he actually gonna... I think that gas finished. If you guys are wondering, if you don't know, the way you save your drones against Reapers is by turning them into buildings and then just canceling them. But I think he might have not been in time to cancel this. I'm not sure. No, he actually didn't cancel it. Now he has a random gas. That's funny. Did he finish the other one too? No, the other one wasn't. But he canceled that in time and now I can get the drone. There we go. Twilight Council. Let me ping that for my ally. Oh, I didn't actually lift this off yet. A little bit of a mistake by me. I like the idea of going for Hellions here. The funky idea that I had was going for Battlecruiser, by the way. I don't think Battlecruiser would be bad here at all. I'll go for 1 or 2 BCs. Like, if he's playing Marine Tank... Oh, his build is perfect, actually. If he's going to play Marine Tank, I think we should be completely safe. Marine Tank Hellion... I don't even know what can kill you. I mean, carriers, right, at some point, but like... Ultralisk, but early on, not so much. I don't think so. So I can just keep making Hellions. The trick with playing these kind of styles is that you don't want to make too many Hellions. Like, at some point, you probably just want to idle the factory. That doesn't sound like a tip I would recommend to all of you because it's a little more advanced, but now, if I kept making Hellions, I could literally never get a third base. If I don't make Hellions, I can make it after my Battlecruiser pretty soon, and we're still going to be safe. Now, this is some really nice damage right off the bat. There's no third base yet. DTs are definitely a concern here because we saw the Twilight Council. And DTs are also really good in 2v2. Actually, in every kind of team games. 2v2, 3v3, they're even better. 4v4, they're even better. Can you imagine making DTs against 4 players and they have to make detection in 2 bases each? Zergs maybe even 3. You could force them to make detection in 10 bases by making DTs. That's pretty crazy. Now, 1 good hit is going to be nice. Oh, that Zerg misclicked. I'm not sure if you guys caught that. That was very painful. He attacked the rocks with his Zerglings when he was trying to chase me. Okay, that hurts my soul a little bit. Because they were about to deny that really well without really losing. Oh, that's an observer. I'm going to scan it for him. They were about to not lose any workers, but then he misclicked, and that hurts. I got you, bro. I feel like we're making a little bromance over here. I love it. Yeah, I think these are going to be my last couple of Hellions, and then I'm going to make... or start my bio transition. Let's see. I think I should definitely go for the Zerg player over here. I don't really want to spend my energy kiting this right now. Oh, there's a Spire. Ooh, okay, wait, that's actually pretty scary. Spire means my Battlecruiser is going to die, no matter what, by the way. Whether it's Mutas or Corruptors, doesn't actually matter. Unless he had absolutely no money. Oh, he actually did. So it's a very fast Spire without feeding. That's actually quite interesting. I mean, I didn't expect that. Oh my god, I thought I was going to keep it alive for a second. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that's my bad. I guess I maybe should have read the Stalker count a little better at the start. Huh. Like, when I saw the Spire, I really just... my brain went instantly to, okay, they're going to have to feed, and that's going to be the name of the game. It's going to be 1,000,000 Mutas. I'm going to have to do as much damage with my BC as possible before it gets cleared up by the Mutas or Corruptors, whatever it was going to be. But instead, I lost it to a bunch of Stalkers because I didn't think you would have that many Stalkers. Also, pretty fast blink. I feel like you don't usually see that in 2v2. But alright, we did a significant amount of damage, especially to the Zerg. I'm gonna burrow some Widow Mines in my opponent or my teammate's base. I'm gonna build a turret there as well. Really like the activity with the drop, that's always nice. Do have to be careful playing that against Mutas, that's for sure. And let's see, if Mr. Stalker is out on the map, which he's not, I would be able to do some damage. Also, wait. Yeah, I guess we just... I always like thinking of plans, like something we can do actively. But I think we're gonna have to play it smart for a while and just chill out. Mutas, extremely good at punishing active playstyles because they can just fly into your main base. You have to do these annoying base trades and it doesn't usually end well. The time you base trade against Mutas is when your army is big enough, basically. The army gets massive, you base trade. There's no Stalkers here, so I'm gonna go forward. First of all, I'm distracting the Mutas, but since there's no Stalkers, I might also get a couple of big hits. One more? No, not gonna get one. Might get one more drone. Didn't see any upgrades on the Mutas, or couldn't quite click on them in time, rather. And this is going to be a very interesting game. I have some ideas here that could be very cool. I was thinking I could transition to mech after all. Because we're playing against Mutas and Stalker Colossus. Now, this is some more advanced stuff. I'm giving a lot of advanced tips today. I'm not even sure if you guys like that, but I think it's just cool to share knowledge with you guys, really. But mech against Protoss is pretty much a no-go. It's just not that good against Protoss, straight up. They have a lot of good tools against it. Oh, the Widow Mines! It actually worked! Let's go! Yes! That was brutal. Oh my god, I think Maybe there was like 10 mutas or something in total. Lost like 7 of them instantly, and the others are bruised. I mean, my stuff is working out so far, guys. That's awesome. But anyway, to get back to the lesson here on StarCraft. Mech, not good against Protoss, but if they play Colossus, it's a choice. Because Colossus is one of the rare units that's not good against Mech as Protoss. So if you see a Protoss player going for Blink into Colossus, meaning they have 2 targets that are vulnerable against Siege Tank, you can transition into Mech. It's a very rare style. It's a style that you're more likely see me do than any currently competitive Terran. Don't have to, elaborate on that any further. I think you guys know what I'm saying. But it is definitely a style you can do. I've beaten some really good Protoss players with that in the past. I like to play weird. Even when I was still in my absolute peak shape, I still like playing weird. So definitely know my way around reach styles. Now, this is a bit of a problem when playing Bio against Colossus. The Colossus are so good against Marines. So if we're both playing full Bio, that is a little bit of a problem. I think I could even cancel these upgrades. I think I'm not going to. I do like the idea of having at least 5 barracks up for a while. Since there's not that many mutas available, I can do stuff like this, which is pretty cool, by the way. He doesn't have a recall on that Nexus yet, but he's going to get it very soon. So I need to be very alert here. I'm going to kill... Oh, I might as well target down these Stalkers. There we go. Okay, there's the recall, and we dip. And now he's probably not going to get a medevac, I think. Yeah, indeed, barely doesn't get the medevac. And I got him off our butts for a little bit. That's really nice. Now I'm going to be able to kill this pylon. I think we can totally go for a push here, by the way. Let's mess them up. I'm going to do a scan over here to see if the army is anywhere close. That's a Zerg army, I think. I'm going to have to be a little careful here. I think we can still go for the push. My teammate seems to want to retreat. Both options are actually fine here because that Lurker army doesn't seem too menacing, to be honest. I have 5 tanks. Okay, there's a lot of... Okay, Archons are assigned to retreat. Is there... Okay, I'll scan for him. Archons counter mech pretty hard. I'm not sure if you guys were expecting that. I've definitely said it before, so if you are a very long-time attentive listener, you would know. But Archons don't take extra damage from either Hellbats or Siege Tanks, meaning that they don't really have a good counter from mech. At some point, you can get Liberators, stuff like that. Before then, it's pretty tough. Now, I think I'm going to siege up here. I'm going to use my anti-armor missile as well. There we go. That should be really nice. My teammate's patient. This is going to be... Oh, this is going to be a beautiful fight. We have so many tanks over here. Look at that. This is where the tanks are really freaking good. I do not want to get tortured by that gateway, so I'm just going to send my stuff over there. He still does not want to attack into this. I can guarantee that for him. I think my factory is just finished. Gonna get 1 reactor only for the Hellbats. Oh, gotta be careful here. Did lose that Raven there. As long as the tanks stay alive, it's gonna be fine. I am out of scans, however. So we're gonna have to be careful for going up against the Lurkers. Try to target fire the Colossus with the tanks if we can. Okay, for a sec. If you look at the minimap, it look... Oh no, the Lurker Knight is finished. That is one of the most devastating moves in all of StarCraft. Now, there's definitely a fight we can take, by the way. Gotta do a couple splits so we don't take maximum splash damage from the Colossus, and then we're gonna go forward. For a second, I thought those were disruptors, but they weren't. Lurker Knight is really one of the most devastating moves in all of StarCraft. You can almost not clear that up from your main base. You're kind of just gonna have to base trade. I have so many factories, and there were 2 Terrans, that I do believe that we can clean it up eventually. There's also... Wait, he lost... Oh no, he has Hydras. Okay, for a second I thought he lost all the Queens. Need to be careful with that tank if we can. And then I'm just gonna push forward. The Protoss player already gave up. But I guess he didn't see that the Zerg player is in an absolutely awesome position over here. I'm gonna siege these tanks. I don't have scans, but we have turrets forward. With these 2 extra tanks finishing, I don't think the Zerg can push forward anymore. These Hellions with Blue Flame actually destroying the Hydras as well. Look at that. That actually stayed alive. That is so crazy. The Hellions with Blue Flame coming absolutely clutch. Liberator finishing from my ally over here. The tanks are going to clean this up. I am in their natural. And that is going to be another nice dub. And there we go. Actually, look at the units lost by me. Oh my goodness, that was very, very efficient. Now, there's always a pretty scary game. Like, you could tell if the Lurkers are in the main base. If that Protoss player, a couple times he walked forward and he lost a bunch of units to the tanks and his army got shaved off. If he didn't lose any units, then we might have had to consider retreating for the Lurkers. Like right now, it was, what was it, like 3 Colossus and 5 Stalkers left, so you could stim on top. If those Colossus are alive with enough buffer, we can stim in, and we have an option. We can either push very slowly with the tanks, which would take forever because we can't walk our Marines forward. This is going to be a big trouble. Or we just have to go for it anyway. Maybe even a Doom Drop in the main base instead, see how it goes. But the Protoss made it a little bit easier for us. And that was very fortunate. Because this really, I can't exaggerate, this would have been extremely devastating. Now, I do have to say one thing. This actually, I realize now, was not going to be as devastating as normal because he doesn't have a hive. Little tip for the Zerg players out there. Lurkers feel like they're 5 times as strong if you get the hive upgrades. If you're going to go for lurkers, you always want to get the hive anyway because they get more range, they burrow faster, and they're just not as menacing without those upgrades. But that was game number 3. Let's play another one. All right, game number 4 is against one of the highest MMR teams in Europe. They already told me that they were sniping me. They were looking for some nice high-level 2v2. Now, I did get Terran, and I'm playing together with a Zerg. They are Protoss Zerg. Young Jakov and Jumi both about 6.3k MMR in 1v1, by the way, so that should tell you how good they are. I am struggling with a bunch of spikes. Let me try to see if I can fix that. All right, here we go. Hopefully, it should be fixed now. Sometimes my computer starts lagging or my internet starts lagging when either Steam or Battle.net randomly download something. Hello there. Now, even though I'm playing against 2 really good players, I'm going to stick to the plan. I'm going to try to be the best teammate ever. How would you like to play? Now, I don't read the script, so I don't know if I've played with or against this guy before. It's kind of hard to imagine that there are 4 Hellions into tank bio. Oh, he's not even... he's not even saying anything about himself. He's just like, you're gonna do this. Okay. Sure thing, King. But yeah, I have to imagine that I've played with or against him before, and I just don't remember. But I definitely like that he's a man with a plan. All right, he knows what's up. 4 Hellions. Oh, actually, by the way, in this matchup, Ling Hellion could be pretty good. The original way to play Terran Zerg was to just play Mass Zergling Hellion. It kind of gets countered by Protoss playing Oracle, but it's mostly if you're playing Oracle in combination with Hellions. Huh. I actually think that could work, honestly. Maybe, you know what? I'm going to go Marine first. I'm going to just completely go along with my guy's plan over here. Let's see, he went for a regular hatch first, looks like. If he wants to go for a Link Flood, I'll definitely be down for that. I don't think I want to commit super hard to it, though. Like, playing against such high-level players, you would think that they're going to be good enough at defending the early nonsense. I saw their MMR in 2v2 was about 4.7k. Mine is about 4.2k right now, or 4.3 maybe after the last couple wins. Not 100% sure, but they're definitely a little bit higher rated. I want to share something really cool with you guys, by the way. They're not going to find this as cool, but I saw that they together had 3 losses. They were 25 and 3. So I checked who they lost to, because there's a lot of like high-level 1v1 players also playing 2v2 now and whatnot, right? But they lost 3 times in a row to a 2v2 only team. And I think that is really cool. Shout out to Sam and Viper if they were to be watching this. Or one of their friends will be watching it, I don't know. But I saw that they 3-0'd them, and I thought that was really cool. One of the things I would love to happen in my tournament circuit is that a 2v2 only team really pops off. And they are definitely one of the chance havers. Going for a Bailing Nest. So what did he say? 4 Hellion into bio. No, 4 Hellion into tank into bio. That's what he wants. Okay. Let's see. Is it going to be a Stargate? I would say that it should be a Stargate. It's a Twilight Council. Okay, I was going to say, I've not seen for Jumi play a lot of Stargate. Here, I'll come. Kill this thing with me. Mr. Zergling. He didn't want to be Mr. Zergling together with me. I actually need him to hit it once, I believe. Let's see. If he hits it once, my Hellions kill it. Yeah, exactly. If he hits it once, it is one. It dies like a little faster. I'm actually going to go for Banshee here. I feel like Banshee could be a good choice. And I guess then I have to listen to my friend and go for the tanks. Okay, so he's made a bunch of Zerglings. We already killed one Adept, which is really nice. I saw some units over there. So they're probably going to try to ambush his third base. Oh, maybe he... I don't know if he moved them all back. He definitely moved at least a couple of them back. Keep in mind, guys, this is no Stargate. No, kill the Stalker, please. This is really good for us, I think. Oh, he was so careful. Oh. Okay, that would have been really good for us if we could get in, but we couldn't. I think I'm actually going to go back here. I don't think it's going to be a good idea for me to keep going across. If he's careful for those Zerglings, he micros them a little bit, we're going to be completely fine. Really good micro there on the drones, moving them around the Queen so they don't get auto-attack. Now I got my Hellions over here. Hopefully I can save this one. Looks like I'm barely going to be able to save that one exactly. The Queen even lives. Okay, didn't end up that bad. Could have been way worse, that's what I'm trying to say. Really cool move, by the way, by Young Jakov to have the 2 Bailings up there. Like, that's really good foresight. Maybe we... I don't know if we could have killed the third base, actually, because he already had the Banelings. My teammate... Oh, my teammate is going really hard. Yeah, I guess I will just send my Hellions across. That is a fantastic catch, by the way, on those Stalkers by my teammate. Let's see. Oh, actually, a couple more of those Zerglings were my enemies than I realized. That was... no, not you guys. Please stay at home. Let's see. I'm just here to scare them off, really, more than anything else. They probably don't realize that I'm going for Banshees over here. Oh, he's blink already. That's a little bit annoying to deal with. Let's see. He'll probably get one good shot off on his workers over here. Actually, he's not paying attention. That is a pretty good shot there. He did have the wall off, but he didn't move his probes out of the way. So I got a pretty good shot in the end. Now, my teammate, actually, he does have a decent amount of drones, so that is not so bad. I'm going to move my tank a little more towards his base to help keep both of us safe. And then these two Banshees, there's a lot of potential in these Banshees. They could either do nothing, or they could do absolutely everything. Let's see. I hope there's no Overlord too close here. If they see it really late, then that's going to be pretty freaking brutal for them. I have to cloak them, because otherwise there was a higher chance that they would have seen them. I think I'm going to go straight into the natural, actually. It seems like the best way to do this. Here we go. I see a little bit of pressure going on the right side. There we go. The Zerglings are doing all right, and this is really nice. Oh, that's his Robo. That's actually his Robo right there, so he's not going to have that for a while. I'm going to be able to kill like 30 freaking probes here, guys. Look at this. This is going to be absolutely brutal. They're going to attack, but they're losing a lot of workers to this. I guess I should probably ignore the cannon. I have these tanks ready. Need to make sure that my teammate is ready to help me as well. The tanks on the right side are doing so much work. Look at those tanks absolutely pop off. They can't really get too much closer to my units. I need to unsiege one of my tanks. These Banshees have killed pretty much every single worker already. Let's see, gotta be really careful over here. I can't really have the Banelings run into my mineral line, that's the thing. Okay, he's going forward. Now, I would love for him to pull workers. I'm not sure if he's going to. I think we have enough... we did enough damage that we can just keep going with this, by the way. Let's see. Should I siege this? Oh, I'm actually gonna... I did siege it, but it was maybe a little bit too late. I can surround those Stalkers. That's gonna be a really nice catch on the Stalkers, and we're gonna survive. And all in all... This was a very successful hold. I mean, keep in mind that we killed a freaking gajillion probes on the other side. My teammate was not really touched. It seems like he's gonna go for an all-out offense. Which, not quite sure if I like that. I kind of would like him to just drone up like crazy more than anything else, really. Now I'm gonna keep... Why are you alive? I mean, nice, but why? Oh, he's gonna have to be super careful there. Yeah, exactly. I don't think he wants to do that. Now, are we ahead or not? It is really hard to say. I'm not gonna lie. I just straight honest here. If I didn't know my opponents were so high rated, I would feel very confident in this game. The reason why I'm not confident is because I'm sure they're macroing very well, you know? That's kind of the thing. I'm kind of trying to move my stuff to the front here, get my upgrades as well at the same time. There's probably a Spore Crawler here, but I can still do some damage anyway. Here we go, a little bit of damage to the Zerg is always nice. Gonna kill 6 drones or so, probably save one of these, exactly. If you guys are wondering why that shot did no damage, it's because they barely didn't have detection reaching that far. So the shot already went out, but they didn't have detection, so the shot could actually land. Pretty cool that you can sometimes get an accidental Banshee save because of that. Now my teammate is on a very well saturated 3 bases, or actually almost. He needs to be very careful with that. He does pull them away right on time, which is awesome. This guy is playing really freaking well, by the way. Like, keep in mind, he's going toe-to-toe with 2 6.3k players, which is pretty freaking crazy. Now, I don't have stim yet, so I can't actually jump on there. This Banshee has 16 kills, by the way. If anyone was curious how well my Banshees have been doing, well, they've been doing that well. I got Medivacs over here. Try to click the Banshee around one more time. You can keep doing this forever. That's why I have to move the tank over. Otherwise, it's going to end up being annoying. This base is almost mined out, surprisingly. Gonna get a couple more kills, hopefully. At least that one would be nice. I can cloak that momentarily. I can actually stim on top of that. I see my teammates doing counterattack on the left side. I don't really want to look at it right now. There we go. I probably need some more... might need some more siege tanks to deal with the Colossus. That's really good info by my teammate as well. Can I hit that? No, barely not. Oh, that's unfortunate. Okay, let's see. So he's going for Colossus. What do I want to make against that? I am not quite sure. I'm working on tanks. Probably make a couple turrets against Warp Prisms. Teammate is not entirely saturated, but it is looking pretty good still. I'm going to siege a little bit further forward. Get a sensor tower here as well. Saturate these gases. That is an Overseer. Could be a Nidus at some point. Gonna have to be aware of that. I think what I want to do is I want to try... Oh, that's a pretty big army, looks like. That is a questionable blink, but my tanks were a little bit further back than I had hoped for, sadly. Okay, let's see. There is an army over here. I think he did realize it, but I'm still going to have to be careful. Let's see, okay. Try to pretend that I'm going to surround him more than anything else. How is he going to defend that? Looks like he is defending it pretty well, actually. Yeah, the biggest problem is that I cannot beat their army alone. Please let me kill that. Thank you. So I'm going to need my teammate to cover me up, but at the same time, I really would like to go for a push. It kind of seems like they're gearing up for a push themselves. My teammate is defending that. He is down in upgrades, though. And upgrades are going to matter a lot the longer this game goes. I don't want to keep scanning forever, because that is going to be painful, but I just need to know where they're headed. I could go for a little drop. Actually, I think the observer died, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop over on... Oh, this could actually be fantastic. Look at this. I'm going to drop over here, and we're kind of just surrounding the army over here. This is a really nice move, I think. Don't have concussor shells yet, so we're going to have to take it a little bit more easy. I thought I did make a sensor tower here. For some reason, I didn't see it. I hope he's careful with that, because the Protoss army is going to show up, exactly. I think I saw a couple Stalker shots there before I left. I'll just leave one tank over here. It might be a good idea for me to move across now. Okay, see, I'm going to pull all my tanks back. This drop can go into the main base, and then I'm just going to stim straight forward. Tanks are going to be super good on the defense. This is a bit of a risky move by me for sure, so I'm going to have to make sure that I do a lot of damage. There we go, that's the base number 1 that's going to die. That base doesn't have a recall either, which is absolutely massive for me. This drop is going to pop off as well. Yeah, they can't really push through here, guys. Oh my god, I might as well kill the probes here. That's 40 probes. I think that's actually 40 probes that I'm killing right here. Look at this. That entire mineral line is being decimated. There's a pretty big army over here. I do have the tanks on the right side as well, though. Let's see, should I go forward? I don't think I should. I should actually go check down there. I killed the Roach Warren. Gonna be able to kill the Hive as well, I think. It seems like there is a base down here. Gonna have to be careful. He's pushing forward, but I have so many freaking tanks on this location. This base is also gonna die. Look at this fight. This fight is absolutely incredible for us. Look at that. The tanks are really popping off there. This drop's still popping off. I actually managed to kill the Hive over there. Let me try and saturate this base that I'm getting up soon. Really loving my decision right now to go for the triple factory, by the way. Very happy with that. I'm going to have to fly those away. This drop over here is going to do a significant amount of damage. Let me try to pull these tanks back a little bit. My teammate, I would love for him to ask money, but I don't actually have time to type to him right now, unfortunately. I really like for him to request some. I mean, this army is just going to die entirely. That's 2 Colossus, guys. 2 Colossus are going to die without really killing a whole lot here. That's an absolutely massive moment. Oh, I hope he doesn't realize that that medevac is full. Okay, he didn't, thank goodness. There we go. That Colossus is going to fall, and their Protoss is effectively screwed, I think. Unless there's a base on the top right side that I'm not aware of. Could be the case, but I'm not 100% sure. I think with the amount of tanks I have, I should really just be going across. I'm actually going to make some turrets here in the case of DTs. Looks like the Zerg does have a pretty big army. I'm going to just siege over here. Let's see how that's going to go. Looks like he was paying attention, sadly, for me. I always hope that they don't, but, you know, it is what it is. Oh, he actually killed the War Prism with that Spore Crawler. That's absolutely incredible. Here we go. I'm going to get forward here, try to split against those units. It's a lot of freaking... I think I can kill that even through the ping. I think I barely got it. A little bit of splitting going on here. I killed a lot of units. Let's see if I can get the Disruptors. That would be awesome. The Infestors as well. Yeah, this fight is looking devastating for them because all their spellcasters were on the front. But I do have to be very careful here to not overstep. Let's see... My army is getting very, very low. I hope my teammate has something. I don't know what it is that I want him to have. I just wanted to have something. Is he safe against those units? I'm not 100% sure he is. He's bringing a Viper over, which is nice. He is cleaning up the last Zealot over there. Let's see, how's my base doing itself? Let's resaturate the patches. The Infestors are really scary. Like, Infestor plus Fungal is... It's quite the combination, you know? Or sorry, Fungal plus Disruptor shots. It's quite the combination. Very, very scary. You really love that Roach run by. Like, once again, this teammate's incredible, honestly. Really incredible teammate. Like, I wonder if this is the alternate ID of a really good player, because he's just holding up his own weight fantastically. This fight, it looked like it was good for them, but it was actually a massive bait because my tank line went further back than they realized. I'm going to be able to kill that just in time, I think, exactly. The other Nova was fired. Is that a DT I hear? Yeah, it is a DT, but I don't have a scan. Yeah, that is unfortunate. Can't really do too much about that, sadly. I'm just going to have to retreat. overseer, please. Oh, he is making an overseer. Perfect. Nice. Okay, did this one die? I guess this one did die. Let's see. Doesn't have that base yet. I want to be really careful because it's not that good to attack with a small army with Terran. You kind of want to have your army together at all times, pretty much. Let's see. I do think I took care of that. Yeah, got a couple tanks here. I really want to move forward as slowly as freaking possible. Need some more medevacs here too. I've been so aggressive that my medevacs are just out of energy. Like, I've actually just been too aggressive almost. I wouldn't say too aggressive. Okay, they're going to go forward. I'm targeting the disruptors. They're going for a big fight. And it does seem like it's working out for them. Yeah, we actually, well, I'm not quite sure if I can say that. That tank actually stays alive at the bottom. We still have all of these Marauders alive too. I hope that he actually checked that top right base at some point, because if they had it all this time, that would be pretty freaking devastating. It's also possible that they have the bottom left base, by the way. At this point, I'm going to have to remake a couple barracks over here. Let's see, siege these tanks a little closer to the edge. That'd be awesome. What does he have? Okay, I definitely think I'm going to be able to kill that just in time. Oh, I didn't see it was 2 disruptors. Okay, that was close. That could have been a freaking disaster. Now, we can't get on top of this because of the concussive shells. I don't want to lose my tanks easily, though. So I'm going to have to keep that in mind. I'm going to resaturate the gas. He blinked forward on top of my Marauders, which means I'm going to be able to target those Stalkers. And now I'm going to have to go away, drop that base. I really wish my teammate would have rebuilt that base at some point. They actually don't have this. Did my teammate check the top side? I'm not 100% sure. They don't have this base either. Yeah, their army is actually very small. Okay, let's see, can I save this Marauder? Actually, barely can save it. Probably not. Oh, I can save those Marines too. That's nice. Let's see, does he have it? They do not have it. Okay, so our economy is still better than theirs. I should probably lift this command center over here at this point. Oh, we're going to get a couple of free Hydras here. That's nice. What are his upgrades? His upgrades are slightly worse than mine, actually. Very happy seeing that, to be honest. Didn't really expect that. We're going to siege this tank over here. He is retaking that base. I really don't want that to happen. Absolutely not. I'm completely out of freaking gas. Oh, it's because of the DTs ruining my saturation, I guess. Let's see if I can get a couple of free trades over here. That'd be fantastic. Try to dodge the fungal on 150 ping. Not always the easiest thing. So far, we're managing just fine, though. Now I have... Oh, this is also unsaturated. Yeah, the DTs really did a little bit of a number on us, that's for sure. I'm going to try to take that base now. I would love to sneak this base kill. The Protoss army is never strong enough to actually kill my stuff. The Zerg army in combination is strong enough. Let's see. Oh, I'm going to be able to take a really good fight here, I think. Look at this. He has 1 disruptor shot, I believe. It's really not going to be good enough. Yeah, I just have to run for the Zerg army, exactly. Got a couple of nice trades over there. Want money? Like, he's been doing the best job supporting ever, but he hasn't thought about himself at all. Yes. Love the response in caps lock as well. Perfect, my friend. I'm gonna make a sense tower over here. Oh, need to be careful. It's easy to get overconfident when you're playing on ping, you know? Because I know I can dodge the shots, but I need to keep the ping in mind, of course. Okay, I'm gonna take this base now. I'm gonna go up to 6 bases it is. Want to defend Viper. Oh, that is awesome, actually, those Vipers. Let's see, I'm gonna bring my tanks. I'll bring this homie as well. Let's see, there's a big army here. I mean, I could crush that army pretty hard. Oh, this is gonna be nice. Let's see, get them all. If he gets them all, then they're just absolutely forked. Okay, there's a Zerg arm. Oh, no, it's actually my teammate's army over there. Dude, the Viper usage, man, it's incredible. Oh, that is a bit of a fungal from downtown. Good thing I had my tank siege down there already. Gonna lose a couple of Ravagers for that. That is quite nice. I hope my teammate can deal with that harassment. Let's see, another disrupt. Dude, the Vipers are so good. Holy, the Vipers are insane. This is a really good fight for us, by the way. I think we should Oh, that blinding cloud was so good as well. Yo, my teammate is popping off, man. I can't lie about it. He is popping off so freaking hard. Now, we're going to kill a lot of the army, but it's an insane game. It is an absolutely insane game. That is for sure. Okay, let's see. I'm going to take that gas now. I think I need even more barracks. Okay, let's see where they're going to go. Oh, they're going to kill that. This is a big problem, actually. Yeah. Oh, that sucks. I think that might have been the game-losing fight there in the end. I mean, I still think it was a pretty good fight, but in the end, I'm not quite sure if we can recover from that. I can rebuild a lot of my SCVs, and I do have a rich gas now, which is nice. Let's see, does he have this base yet? He does not have that base yet. That is really reassuring, at least. Let's see, are they... Oh, no. I can probably save that base still. Let's see. I didn't kill that base earlier, unfortunately. Yeah, I think there's too many Hydra. Their Zerg player, to me, looks like he's probably on like 160 supply or so, which is obviously quite painful. I'm gonna go down here, try to retake this base now. It's really one of the last bases that I can actually take. So I think I just have to go for it at this point. I do still have a pretty decent economy, 66 SUVs. Try to send some dudes over here to repair that. Still really loving the Vipers. I see something blue on the right side. I think that's probably just a Viper. Yeah, the hard part is that Protoss units are good against tanks, you know. Oh, thanks for the Archon. Gonna want to be careful with that. Okay, that's a pretty significant army. I'll try to send a couple of my bio reinforcements over there as much as I can, really. Here we go. A couple of roaches coming in too. Still don't have that base. He is taking that top right base now. Let's see, I think together we should be able to kill that little army over here. Can't really call it an army. It's just a bunch of Zerglings more than anything else, really. And there we go. Zerglings are actually still alive, surprisingly. Okay, I'm gonna make a sensor tower. Somehow I'm back at 175 supply. I don't know how, but cool, I guess. I think maybe at this point I should be adding a couple Ghost over here. I think Ghost would be nice. That is a big army, and honestly, well, okay, I was gonna say we can't deal with it, but we do have the Vipers, which I'm not used to. Okay, here we go. This is going to be quite interesting, actually. I have no idea. He doesn't have enough units to kill my stuff, even under the blinding clouds. He's blinking forward. Okay, let's see. Need to be careful. The lurkers already seem to have been dissipated for the most part, or have been annihilated, I should say. Okay, that's another good fight by us. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to send a couple drops to that top right side base. Mostly because that is one of the only mining bases that they actually have. And I just can't allow that to stay up. Like, there's no way we're going to win this game if that stays up, right? So, okay, there's a couple zealots going down here. Let's see. Okay, I'm just going to run through, I think. There's going to be a lot of workers killed here. Something... What the hell? Did my tank just kill my stuff? What the hell is that? Okay, I'm gonna have to get the hell out of there. There we go. Didn't lose any of the... Oh, that's unfortunate. I'm gonna lose a tank there. Didn't lose any of the full medevacs, luckily for me. And I'm gonna drop over here. Let's see if I can get this base going. This is gonna be a very nice drop. It's gonna kill a decent amount of eco, that is for sure. Looks like they are kind of pushing forward over here. We're killing a bunch of units. The probes here are also going to die. Let's see, there's not that many units, so I think my units are actually gonna win this fight too. I'm gonna have to send my army to the bottom side. Don't really want to fight against storms and disruptors and whatever else there is, so maybe I can kill that. Barely not, I think. No, we're barely not going to be able to kill that, sadly. Okay, that's really nice. Couple of splitties, so the storms don't absolutely obliterate us. That would be nice. Actually abducted a full energy High Templar, which is just sick. Well, let's see. This eco is pretty much suffering. I can't do much about the top side. There's a lot of attacks going on everywhere. Let's see if I can escape with at least one of these. That would be ideal. But yeah, these zealots are just a little painful over here, to say the least. Let's see. He is following my medevacs. I could probably juke him and go back up, I think. Let's see, and then hide them over here. I feel like that would be a decent idea. I don't know what's over here. I think my teammate might have cleared it up already, actually. Try to get this back. Drop a couple mules. That's definitely risky for me to do, by the way. With all the invisibility going on, that is for sure. Might have lost something there. I'm not quite sure what it would be, but it was definitely something. Okay, so now I can drop this base again. That's going to be quite nice. It's going to be a very nice drop, actually, on that side. Also, oh, a lot of these zealots. He was busy dealing with the drop, and then a lot of the zealots fell, which is absolutely awesome. We're going to kill a bunch of the Vipers, too, I think. Let's see. Protoss army is getting on top of my bottom side tank split. Gonna have to try and retreat from there. Let's see if I can. This army is probably exactly struggling against a Dark Templar. I figured that it would have to be a Dark Templar, and that's gonna be it. Nice try, man. No worries. And that, okay, I wanted to type it before leaving the game because otherwise my ally would think I abandoned him. He said sorry, but honestly, guys, I don't know how the hell to write his name in what do you call it? The English alphabet. Script. I know that's not what it is, but my brain is a little fried. But I wanted him to know that he did fantastic, even though he apologized. But this was one of the 2v2 bangers of all time, honestly. What an absolutely fantastic game. I really couldn't have wished for anything better. And his teammate, really, guys, give him an applause. Someone tell me how to write his name. and giving him applause because he was one of the best teammates I've ever had. Like, super good. Like, he kept up with two 6.3k 1v1 players, which is just insane. These guys are like top 10 Grandmaster on Europe. And my teammate really did a fantastic job. Maybe I would have liked for him to expand a little faster because he was on 2 bases forever and I had all the economy, but I can only do so much, right? I can only get up to 200 supply. But this was an absolutely fantastic game. He had 129 supply. Their Protoss had 78 supply left. I had 80 and my teammate had 24. But oh my goodness, that was a banger. And that's going to be it for today. I hope you guys enjoyed this really fun and absolutely fantastic episode. If you did, give a video a like, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you all for the next one. Adios.